Howdy, all you ShouJoe enthusiasts out there. You've arrived at the right place. This is ShouJoe, the podcast introducing my good friend Joe to the ShouJoe genre, as that is been a genre I am more familiar with, and he is not. So even though he is much better at like believing the content we're consuming like organically and innocently, and I'm just like tearing it to pieces. But yeah, that's the gist of what's going on here. I'm Sarah. Joe, say howdy as well.
Well, howdy,
Okay.
partner. How y'all doing today in the ShouJoe space? We got a real showdown today. Let me tell you what, a whole ass Western showdown happens in this episode.
That's so true.
It
totally
literally does. It's so funny.
Okay, look, I picked the perfect
the bit opening matched the content. Yeah, it's great. We should,
Yeah, maybe that's the thing we should attempt to do.
Pre-planned every time. Yeah, except people who haven't watched it will have no idea what we're doing.
Well, don't start in a random episode. This is an episodic podcast. You have to follow the order.
I mean, if they didn't watch the Angelic Layer episode.
Well,
some people just listen to my summaries.
Do they?
Okay, some people just listen to us talk about it and like glaze over when I do the summaries. I don't really know who I'm doing the summaries for. I think I'm just doing it for people who watched it and then they need like a little refresher of what these episodes were.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, here's the thing.
That's what I use it for.
When we did the KOTOR episode, I feel like that was really good. I mean, I don't know if it's because it's a game in which you like do everything firsthand, so it's easier just kind of off the top of your head recall what happens. But like the way you walked us through light side options and the dark side was really, really good and engaging, I think. So maybe, I don't know, depending, well, also whatever we do next will be a lot more simplistic in plot. So we'll see. Our recapping.
Everybody hates my recaps but me. I'm the only person who likes these, even though I have to do them.
They're very well written.
You just don't like me talking nonstop forever? I mean, we go through the whole thing and then
not at all.
Then we go through it
part
again.
To edit.
Yeah, cool. I'm padding out the runtime.
Yeah. No, it's very comprehensive.
I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah.
This is for me.
That's right. We're just doing this for funsies.
This whole podcast is for
Fuck
us.
You
if
guys
I want to give
listening.
ridiculous summaries every time. And it's mostly, I feel like the real problem here is that Shuko and Shoko are like the same name almost, and I keep having to say them together because they keep being in the same scene.
Maybe we'll
find a show that has better naming conventions.
That's right. It couldn't be possibly worse than this.
The cast has gotten big in this show.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know if you looked at the link I sent, but I made like a super basic website for us that I did not pay for a domain. So it's just like Wix domain. But maybe I could post the scripts that you write there and as like little blog posts or something.
Yeah, we can do that.
And then you'll have a
There's
huge
a picture
writing
of
sample
me from
to
middle
show
school.
off. Yeah, is that for you from middle school? Send me your freaking
yes.
Your Discord image. Send me that or whatever image you want me to use.
This is how people can imagine
I was
me.
like, you look so cute. Your little Sherlock Holmes get
Dress up like Sherlock Holmes with a fake pipe in my mouth.
You were so freaking good at Halloween. Oh, jeez.
I made that for like a murder mystery party. I don't even think that was Halloween.
Look at you. Okay, you're so good at just
so extra
doing things. And I don't know, full-heartedly.
Not anymore. I need to get back on that. I have to recapture my youth.
Yeah, youth has been wasted on me. I was destined to be like a 55-year-old woman, I think. Like,
okay, well, everybody's destined to be a 55-year-old
woman.
I
mean, like,
if they're a girl at one point.
I don't know, my
until they become that.
I don't know. Freaking, I'm cut loose now. Look at me dropping F-bombs and stuff, but
that's cutting loose.
Yeah, in high school, I would like
we'll
scold the girls on the cross country team for swearing. Like, you shouldn't talk like that or don't say that.
Oh my god, you're such a cop.
Yes, I was very much like chaotic or no, lawful good. Lawful good. Lawful good.
Lawful.
Not awful. I mean,
You're
it could be perceived that way. Yeah. Petrified, scared. Break any rules. If a teacher like talked to me sternly, I burst into tears like, ah.
Well, we'll loosen you up. You'll be.
What are you talking about?
We'll be shaving your
tight
head
now.
and like head banging. flipping over traffic cones, That's what the punks do, right?
I mean, even I will say when I was in Japan, I jaywalked a couple times and that's super scolded. Although I saw locals doing it, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, okay. Well, I think we should talk about your big trip to Vegas. Did you channel your inner Shuko and get absolutely crazy and wild?
Not really.
No?
I lost some money playing craps.
Oh,
it was fine.
That sounds like a bummer.
I knew that was going to happen. I did
awful.
find a really good slot machine that I was looking for. Based on that one book I always mentioned about things. It's 100 hand draw poker. And what it does is you ever played draw poker? It deals you 5 cards.
Nope, never played poker.
And then you decide to pick which ones to keep, right? So it's you can keep ones and you want to get a hand that's at least a pair of jacks or better. And then what happens is you say which cards to hold and then it plays. It draws for the rest of your hand, but it does it 100 times. So it's it's just beeping and booping the whole time. It's so cool. I mean, it's a terrible game because it's still a slot machine, but it was cool to see it. 100 play draw poker. Incredible.
Gotcha. Was it?
Most of them only go up to 10. This was 100.
This means nothing to me. It means absolutely nothing.
Basically, it was good.
But our big gambling addict subsection of our viewers is super into this.
Went to a couple clubs, saw Nelly.
Oh!
And Tyga.
Oh, Nelly!
Good little set. That was an hour or so.
That's cool. I like Nelly's songs.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Getting hot.
Yep.
Here. Is that where artists go to die? Vegas?
No, it's this definitely seems like a career. You show up at midnight and you go and do a thing for an hour and then you just go home. You know what I mean? It's a real cut a paycheck doing a thing. And they probably like being in. I mean, cool if you have money to be in Vegas, I guess, and are kind of a celebrity. So
yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. Yeah.
You go,
so that was,
what were the clubs like? Freaking people going
Vegas
to
clubs.
town on poles or something?
No, they're all a big circle, and there's all those tables you can get out and stuff. If you've ever if you've been to one, you kind of been to all of them because they're pretty the same.
One club.
Not a Vegas club, any club.
No, one. In the the North shopping place, if you know what I'm talking about.
You went to a club in a shopping center?
No, it's this little developing area that I'll just say it. The Domain has a little bar strip now, and so there's something in there that's a club amongst the bars.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh my, this is out of a movie or something.
Oh my god, you've only been to the club one time. You need to go enough times to where you can start to hate it. That's how you know you've been to the club enough.
I mean, I'm not in
It just
love.
reminds me that one Atlanta episode about going to the club.
I think I've seen episode 1 of Atlanta.
Okay.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, it was good. I don't think I watched later seasons because I didn't have. But yeah, the trip was good. And then I came back, and then I had to celebrate a friend's birthday, and we went to drag show.
Oh,
that was a video game anime comics
that sounds
themed.
Awesome.
Yeah, so they had someone come out that was Sailor Moon and Speed Racer, and they had Mortal Kombat, and they had Batman stuff. It was a lot of different things. It was a really big show.
So cool.
Yeah, it was good. Everybody should go to drag shows.
Things like that. That's what we need to do, and I've never been to a drag show.
Yeah. My friend's really into that, and she knows some people that
she got connections in the drag show underground scene.
Yeah, cool.
Sweet, cool. So I mean, I guess you were. It's been weeks. Well, it's been 2 weeks since we.
Yeah, I left
recorded.
last Wednesday, so it's I've been going out and partying a lot, and then I did it again yesterday.
That's right.
And now I can take a break from it forever. What have you been up to?
Let's see. Work's finally wound down a bit. So, although I'm still very I haven't been streaming much lately. I just kind of lay in my bed and play my Steam Deck or my Switch. So I replayed a route from this Otomi visual novel called Collar Malice. That's really good. And I just replayed my favorite characters route from that. Shout out to Takaru. If anyone knows what the hell I'm talking about other than my sister, who's also obsessed with him, and she got the acrylic stand of him when we were in Japan, and I got a different character's acrylic stand because I didn't want to buy the same thing as her, even though he was both our favorite characters. So I don't know. Maybe someday she'll give it to me. So I've been playing that a little bit, just like a easy, like swoon at the cutscene game. Okay. I started watching Apothecary Diaries, which is fine. It's fine. It's not. I wouldn't say it's remarkable. Like the animation's really nice, but it's okay. It's not anything crazy in my mind.
What happens in it? I think I've heard of this. Maybe,
I think it's like in ancient China, but this chick is, I guess, an apothecary to like kind of apprentice to her dad, and she gets snatched because I guess the freaking concubine quarters of the emperor like to snatch girls to work as servants for their concubines. Yeah. So she's that, and then she starts like showing her knowledge, and then she just gets dragged left and right. Like, let's fix all these things for these people because they're doctors and competent. And then there's like this handsome dude and it's fine. Early so far. I'm only like maybe 7 episodes in. What?
So she like shows up to like the concubine quarters or whatever, and she's like, "Damn, y'all live like this."
I mean,
this is like you guys are using this medicine.
She's trying to be subtle about it.
Y'all are dumb as shit. What's going on?
With your head, kind of.
Have you tried washing your hands?
Essentially.
That's crazy.
It's fine. Because a lot of the episodes are like, when silver touches blah, 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 there's signs of whatever, traces of blah, whatever. And I just am like, can we get to the pretty people scenes, please?
Was it like horny at all? Like, is there like smut in it? Yeah. Because she works for the thing?
A smidge? Like, it's just kind of casual. Basically, she's like flatsy patsy. So she's like, look, you've got assets to work with, ladies. Like, you've got other things going for you. So like addressing female figures and stuff, but it's not like overly oogling or anything like that, which is
well,
good.
I figured it wasn't because this is like a shoujo, right? I'm just asking if it's like supposed to be kind of hot.
I guess compared to other shoujo, maybe it could be josei.
The genres I'm looking are drama, mystery, and romance, so that doesn't seem like it is.
Okay, no.
I was just asking because you're like, oh yeah, she gets taken to the freaking concubine brothel.
Yeah, no, I could.
And I'm reading the premise, and she like works in the red light district, and I'm like, oh okay, is this like
not especially
are we doing that? And the answer is no, we're not doing that.
Hinting lightly.
Okay.
And then we talked about this a little bit. You got Dragon's Dogma, the first game. I had played that a little bit. I couldn't get into it because stupid ass fast travel and other just like annoying game mechanics that I bought Dragon's Dogma 2 because, there's a character creator. That's all I need to know. To get a game sometimes, like, I can make a pretty character. So I got that. It had mixed reviews, and I didn't fully comprehend the reason for it until I got it and booted it up. And then I made my character. She's cute, but then one of my viewers is like, she's walking like kind of macho, like her, and I didn't realize that I'd like set her posture to be more like wide gait and stuff. And I was like, no, she has to be cute and feminine. So I like wanted to go back and start it, and I realized the game just straight up didn't offer like restart game as an option within the game. Like that wasn't like the most basic thing a game needs these days, like restart the damn game. Like sure, it could be single save, but you still need the ability to restart the goddamn game from within the game, and there wasn't. And I was like, what the hell? So I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna take a break from this. And then by the time I came back, they'd added a patch, so now you can restart. But I was like, this is so stupid. Why wouldn't that be in there? Oh my god. So I've played a bit of it. It's fine. I mean, a game really needs to do a good job at like catching. I don't want the game so it's like, oh, it gets good after this point. I need it to be interesting enough to draw me in to want to keep playing. I don't know. So I've just been, other than that, I've been continuing my replay of Horizon Zero Dawn so that I can buy Forbidden West once I finish it. That's what I've been up to.
I need to start playing it. I haven't played anything. I haven't played anything.
You love
I have
difficult...
to read this book club book, and that's been absorbing my life.
I mean, you don't have to. You can be like,
I do.
This book sucks, and I don't want to read it. Or
it's not I mean, it's not even that it sucks. It's just like I just need to take the time to do it, and God, I read so slow.
Oh, I'm a fast reader.
Can I like read at like 1.5 speed?
Oh,
Can I turn that on?
Oh, you're like reading it digitally.
No, I'm reading it manually. I'm just making a joke about reading.
Oh, okay. Well, I totally caught that joke and went along with the bit.
That's good. We're so in sync. It hasn't been that long.
Oh boy.
We're gonna have to get back on our bullshit together so that we're in sync.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Do we want to get last time you were like, these were the best episodes ever. How are you feeling this time?
Oh, episodes are still good. Angelic Layer is here, and we're doing the good shit. This is the good shit. I mean, the last episodes were like a real high because it's like, what if everything came together? Mm-hmm. And this is like, what if things continued to be good?
Sweet. Cool. Want to get into it? Episode 15?
Yep, it's 15. Here we go. Gotta do one of these. Okay.
You can do it!
Angelic Layer episode 15 is called Shirahime versus Suzuka, the ice machine's secret. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna redo that. Angelic Layer episode 15 is called Shirahime versus Suzuka, the ice machine's secret. We open on a flashback of high school students on their way to school. Sai is sitting on a park bench. She closes her eyes and imagines an orange-haired girl spinning in the snow. She sheds a single tear. The camera cuts to Kaede, who's witnessing this event, and we get some like very cinematic shots of the two girls. Kaede's voiceover tells us that this is the first time they met. Kaede asks Sai why she's watching the cherry blossoms alone and if she's crying. Sai stoically says that she's not crying, and she's decided she's not going to cry anymore because she's cried too much already. Back in the present, Sai asks Kaede why they just had that flashback together, and Kaede says that how she looked then reminds her of how she looked just a little bit ago when she caught a glance of her from the side. Sai tells Kaede that she has been having the same dream again, but before she can tell her what it is, some girls come up and ask for an autograph, but Sai says she doesn't sign autographs, and then the fans run off saying how cool she is as the OP plays. We cut to Aunt Shoko broadcasting from the tournament, where she introduces a bunch of fans about the upcoming Shirahime versus Suzuka fight. In the crowd, Tamayo is hyped to cheer for Hatoko. Kaede, who is now sitting with them, thinks that's funny. Hatoko and Sai appear for the fight. Kaede tells Misaki that Sai is a very passionate person and that she only became her friend recently. Then she reveals that Sai is a bit of a loner because every day after school she goes to visit her sister in the hospital. We cut to Shoko and her handler Sekiko in the cafeteria. Shuko comments that when she's with Sekiko, she feels like she's a high school girl again. Sekiko comments that they did become fast friends, and I guess they are besties after all. Shuko wonders if Misaki is winning right now, and then she starts eating like a gigantic parfait. Back in the tournament, the arena is revealed to be a huge desert wasteland, like it's a western. So you have these like big mountains that are just like dust colored. Suzuka and Shirahime enter the lair. Misaki, watching in the stands, thinks about how both angels are tough and that she honestly doesn't know who's going to win. Shirahime and Suzuka stare each other down, their hair and clothes blowing in the wind as the desert sun sets in the background. Kaede, Ichan, and Ojiro explain that with these two, the match will be over quick and whoever makes the first mistake will lose. The tension builds as the angels stare each other down. A single cherry blossom petal slowly descends, and when it touches the ground, the two angels strike. They launch at each other with mirrored kicks and get knocked back to the ground as they kick each other in the chin, basically. The announcer tells them that with the force of those kicks, likely only one of them will be able to stand. After several seconds, Shirahime stands with only a fraction of a stamina point left and wins the match. In the stands, Tamayo is astonished that Hatoko lost, and Misaki rushes down to see her. We see Misaki running around the complex and then outside trying to find Hatoko. Eventually she finds her standing near a tree, staring at Suzuka. Hatoko puts on a brave face for Misaki, smiling and saying that she lost because Suzuka's attack range is a little bit shorter, but then she starts crying and saying that it isn't Suzuka's fault, it's hers because she didn't have enough strength. Then she apologizes to Misaki for not being able to keep their promise to meet each other in the finals, and Misaki goes and hugs her and she continues to cry. Hatoko tells Misaki to win and prove that height and age don't matter in Angelic Layer, and Misaki agrees. Elsewhere, Shuko and Sekiko are playing catch. Sekiko asks her what the 3 rules of being a good friend are, and they are the following. First, to always be by her side in joy and sorrow. Second, to fight and clash head on once in a while. And third, says Sekiko, is to help her the other decision she has to make. Shuko doesn't know what she's talking about, because she can't read the room at all. And Sekiko tells her that they should go to the Kanto Games and see Misaki. Like, you should go see your daughter. And then we cut to Sai, who's being praised by fans. Anyway, that whole thing happens. Sekiko is trying to pressure Shuko into like seeing her daughter, and Shuko is like not taking that bait, basically. We cut to Sai, who's being praised by fans. Shuko asks her for an interview. Tamayo and Kotaro meet up with Misaki. Misaki tells them that Hatoko needs some space, but that she'll be okay, and Kotaro says that he'll spoil her when they get home. In the interview, Shuko asks Sai why she plays Angelic Layer. And Sai says it's because she wants to be strong, as a flashback of her little sister flashes on screen. Sai and Kaede approach Misaki and the gang. Sai tells Misaki that she hasn't figured out Hikaru's weak point yet. Misaki reluctantly agrees and then starts listing off all of her weaknesses, like having no athletic strength at all and being small. Sai laughs and says she's lucky to have won it all with all of those weaknesses, and Kaede gets mad at her. Kaede tells her that one day she knows that she'll fight not only for the past, but also for the present, which is like very cryptic, Kaede. Sai reaffirms that she only fights to be strong and leaves. Misaki yells after her that she's going to do her best anyway. A few feet over, Ichan is watching the scene while climbing a pillar. He descends and laments that he doesn't need to make an appearance this episode. Ojiro, who's also there, says that's probably a good thing since Misaki is like okay on her own and we don't need like a pep talk. We cut back to a hopeful Hatoko cheering Misaki on. Then we cut to Shuko and Sekiko. Shuko says that it's probably too much for a rookie to win, so like too much for Misaki to win on her first try, but if she does, she'll want to meet her properly face to face. Then we get some final dramatic shots of Sai walking as we cut to credits. This one was really hard to summarize because like we just kept cutting to stuff.
Yeah, it was more like the fight was very short, which I was.
The fight was short. It was like it's the most Western showdown ever, where it's just like the sun setting, whoever moves first loses.
Bow, bow.
Anyway. Wait, what song is this?
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it either, but that's like the little Western like showdown.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You know? Oh god, I'm so good at recreating songs. And they're identifiable.
So my first note is that Sai and Kaede are super gay in this episode.
I mean, this show's all about it.
This is the most
girls love.
This is the most what's it? Sailor Uranus and Saturn and Sailor Moon, who were like totally in a relationship, except in like the English translation they make them cousins or something. Low key, it's like the most overt.
Yeah, I mean, they're super gay in this episode.
They get like
so cool
cinematic shots of them like looking at each other in the flashback as cherry blossoms fall like in the background. It's like so gay.
Bow chicka wow wow. I mean, understandable. I freaking said I would be one of those girls who went up, asked for her autograph, and when she's all cool and notes, scream being like, she's so cool. I identify with them. Oh my god.
Yeah, too bad Sai's being like a real jerk this episode.
Yeah, she's lashing out. Self-defense.
Self-defense?
Well, like, she doesn't want, I don't know. She doesn't want to be
shows
kind.
up and tells Misaki how much she sucks.
Yeah, that's what was funny. Like, smack talk the child, the younger kid. Just break down her confidence. Okay. Also, freaking, I don't know when you Google Angelic Layer or because I just call it Angelic Layer, but I think the full name technically is Battle Doll Angelic Layer. I'm coming to realize, maybe.
What? Hold on.
Right? If you like look it up on my anime list or something, I feel like that's the full title they use.
On Wikipedia it says Angelic Layer.
Okay, so maybe that's like what it is in the manga, and then to try to make it more action
in Japanese, it's just katakana for Angelic Layer. Oh, but it does say Battle Doll Angelic Layer under anime TV television series.
Which I hate. It should just be Angelic Layer. I think that's just like their attempt at, you know how they just like change things to try to appeal. I mean, it is technically a shonen, so.
Okay, hold on.
Because Angelic Layer, I guess, sounds too feminine.
This is on the Wikipedia. The manga was adapted into a 26-episode anime series produced by Bones titled Angelic Layer: Battle Doll, and then in the parentheses they have like some other things. It's like Angelic Layer: Mobile Angel.
Get out of here. Get out of here. See, look, they're just trying to make it sound more mecha-ish, whatever they gotta do to draw the boys
Mobile
in.
Angel does not describe anything.
Well, like Mobile Gundam is a thing, so they're just trying to replicate the sound of that.
Suits?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
just
what's
very
happening
funny.
there, I think. I hate it. It's Angelic Layer in my heart.
I have a note that is the fact that Sai and Kaede wear like normal looking uniforms compared to what like Tamayo and Misaki wear just makes them look ridiculous by comparison.
Doesn't look like real clothes. Like it looks like the boots look like freaking Hikaru's clothes, like the angel's clothes where they're big chunky. Like how do those shoes work? How do you take those off to wear slippers in school and stuff? Yeah, they don't look like normal clothes. Also, other difference I've noticed is that some characters, like there's like, I don't know if it's difference of like effort put in or just like inconsistency in the style, but for example, Misaki has really glossy, like she has like the little highlights in her hair, but then Kotaro and Tomoyo have like dull matte hair. Like there's no, like added hair highlight to it.
Yeah, it's because like they're normal.
Even Sai doesn't have it either.
I know. This is why it's funny. It's extremely funny to be like
it's inconsistent.
To be like, you have all of these characters and they have like these, these outfits or whatever, and then you contrast them with other people who are just wearing normal shit. So it's like, oh, wait. So they do stick out.
Well, I mean, it's just like, I don't know, like it should be the same for...
Funny.
I mean, the style can be different, but the, how hair works should be the same for everyone. Like,
I think it's good that they go to like ridiculous school.
Freaking Clanad hair with the, little wispy, like right angle bangs coming out, like straight out of Clanad, but then other people have like a flat hairline. I never noticed it until now. Maybe because it is 4 different artists who make Clamp that there's so much variety within a single series. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like I like how it's different because it does make it seem like, oh, these people are from different places. Because like Sai and Kaede look vaguely alike. You know what I mean?
It's like the laws of the world don't apply to everyone. Like
the laws of the world is a cartoon.
Well, like lights. Everyone's hair should be shiny if it's everyone's under the same lighting.
But you can do this in a cartoon because you don't need to respect reality. Like you don't need to respect physics or whatever.
Misaki's the only one taking enough biotin pills, I guess.
Yeah, she's shiny because she's new. As her rookie year is over, her hair is going to stop being shiny.
Okay, she's just going to be like worn down, beat down, tired, and so will be her hair.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Shuko.
The scene with Shuko interviewing those kids.
Girl, no. Oh, sorry. God damn it. Shouko.
Oh, I'm talking about Shuko interviewing those kids.
With the parfait sign.
No, wait.
Scene.
Shuko is the one with the parfait. Shuko and Sekiko are hanging out together when they talk about being best friends for no reason.
Like,
why is this happening?
How about instead of like pretending your life is like you have a friend that isn't just being paid to follow you everywhere, you like she's in such denial, or like
I think she's actually
so far
they're
in
actually
the sand.
friends.
Nah, it's like sororities where you pay for friendship. That's what's happening.
They seem to be, they're playing catch, like, with a ball and
what
a glove.
What the hell is that?
Which is extremely funny.
It's because then, like Sekiko
I
throws the ball too far, and then
it's just going to pick it up.
Shuko in the goddamn wheelchair.
Has to go pick it up. Like, what?
Nope, I almost called. Nope. God, why do they have to give them names like that? It's not like they're twins. Why would they do that?
I don't know why they would do that. It is like very funny that we get like, I don't know why this is here, because I mean, they talk about like, oh, what like being a friend about, and I guess it's supposed to parallel Sai and Kaede, and maybe also Misaki and Hatoko, but like none of that stuff really applies.
No,
I don't know.
It doesn't.
It's just
it doesn't
like
feel like that because I made a note that when Misaki's hugging Tomoyo, that's like the first shift in the balance of their relationship, because it's always been Hatoko. Sorry, that's what I meant. Hatoko, not Hatoko. Hatoko is normally she's the one with more experience and the one guiding Misaki and giving her advice, and this is like the first time that she's the one kind of seeking comfort and something from the friendship. Because even like, I don't know, are they friends? Because it's not like she sticks around to support Misaki, as we said before.
She does.
She like is there for a second and then walks away because she's too cool to watch her friends
but like
match to its entirety.
But that's it's like being a cool mentor thing. You know what I mean? Like I think she's like putting on a little facade. What's more important,
being mentor or friend? Also,
I know. Okay.
It feels like now that you mentioned when you were talking about it with Ichan, which was funny, him like freaking staring at them from above, like clamped onto a pole like Mulan or something.
Oh yeah. Am I gonna be in this episode? He asks.
It's been a while since him and Misaki have like seen each other, right? Like it's been several episodes now. I realized that when you were going through the recap. See, that recap is handy. It just makes me think of things. And then freaking moment we've been waiting for with the fight, and they like Dragon Ball fly onto the scene.
They have started doing that. It's very funny to see them.
Like
it like applies a little like like effect.
Velocity, yeah.
As if they're like moving so fast through the air, it's creating like a shield. And it's like I don't know. I think is that like a new thing that's been added? I guess it kind of has been.
It's the first time we've seen it. I mean, because it's not like the size of the layers any different, right? It's just the.
Well, it's got the environment now on it.
Yes, it's interesting.
Yeah, but like I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with Shuko and Sekiko in this episode, and like why are we talking about like friendships and like different kind of friendships?
Well, I think
between women.
Perhaps it's because they're like, oh, we're such good friends, but don't think that just because of that I'm gonna let it slide that you're ignoring your daughter. Like she keeps finding ways to kind of try to poke and prod the conversation of Misaki. Like Shuko will bring it up, like, oh, I wonder how Misaki's doing. But then if anyone says anything like, oh, you're interested in your daughter, maybe you should do something about it, she's like, no, you can't make me. I'll pretend I'm ill to avoid seeing my daughter.
Okay, again, I don't think that's really what's happening.
See, I'm still on the bandwagon.
You're still like ascribing malice to her. She's just like extremely insecure about like her position in the world and like can't face this. I don't think she's like
I guess just in my mind, responsibility is like comes first. Like, sure,
you're a cop. We went over this.
Yes, my sense of justice is so strong.
So you know.
Oh God, yeah. I didn't drink a drop till I was 21. I was so freaking straight laced.
Man, you need to start being cool at some point.
I am cool. What are you talking about? I'm cool now.
Have you thought about being cool? Yeah, okay.
Peer pressure. I'm immune to it.
Are you?
It's my superpower. No, there's no peer pressure if you don't have any peers because no one realizes you're there.
Yeah, when you come
Even
visit
your
me, I'm
teacher
gonna like peer pressure you into like
you.
Taking an illegal turn or something.
We're gonna get crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna get crazy.
I mean, oh God, yeah. Nope. Let's continue on the Angelic Layer.
Well, it's like I'm, on the relationship thing because like they list off those three things, right? And it's like first to always be by her side in sorrow and joy, which like I guess is what Misaki and Hatoko are doing, right? Because like Hatoko's sad, and she's gonna go and be with her. Like that's an example of that. And then the second thing is like to fight and clash head on once in a while, which I guess is what like
because Sai is kind of mean
doing.
and Kaede doesn't approve of it.
So Kaede's like, why are you being such a jerk?
You are so. Oh God, I feel so dumb. You think about these things.
Well, but this is the thing.
It's
like, and then the third one is just like it's just Sekiko being like, hey, I'm gonna help you make a decision to see your daughter before the finals because it'd be really stupid if that was the first time you saw each other at the final of this tournament for like a sport for this game, this children's game. It's not how you want your reunion to go. But like these are kind of just like three random things. Is like I don't know if those are really like the rules of being a good friend. I don't know. It's just like we're just like vaguely highlighting a bunch of different things. Like these are a bunch of different ways.
I mean, I guess because it's just happening over an episode that there isn't really the time to go more into it. Which
Also, like Kaede is clearly in love with Sai, so like I don't know if this really plays out the parallels here. I mean, I don't know if the show's going to admit that, even though
are we shipping them?
It should.
Team
dude, come on! Like,
Saide
the shit in the next episode is so gay. Like, you can't not. It's ridiculous.
Oh man.
Okay, I want to talk about the showdown now. Oh, sorry. Do you?
Nope. Yep. Okay. Let's talk
the showdown. Shirahime and Suzuka are like the same height, and they have like vaguely the same haircut, except like Shirahime has like this weird tube coming out of the top of her hair.
I hate it.
It looks so bad.
Freaking
but
get rid of
same,
that shit.
Long hair, and it's like billowing in the same way, and they both have like a Japanese motif, right? Because Shirahime is wearing a kimono, and Suzuka is like a ninja.
Yep.
And they're like staring at each other in like a Western setting. It's extremely funny. It's just good because it's like, I mean, you know how like Westerns pull a lot from like samurai movies and vice versa to some extent, I think.
How so?
Well, I mean, that happened. Like, if you ever watch like The Magnificent Seven, that's just like basically a remake of Seven Samurai.
I do not watch Westerns.
Yeah, well, it's like the same thing. You know, like a lot of the like tropes in
I've watched, is the
samurai.
Oh, never mind. There's something called Samurai 7, a show or an anime I watched once.
Okay, that's probably also like a take on the like extremely famous Kurosawa movie. It's like it's very similar because, you know, a lot of the time samurai movies are like traveling. You're like a samurai and you're traveling the countryside, and it's like you're kind of a loner and all sort of stuff. And that's the same kind of thing that happens in Westerns. There's a lot of parallels. I'm just gonna say it. There's a lot of parallels, and it's very fun that they're like playing with that here, where these two get to show down. I have a note that's just literally just a Western duel. It's literally just they're gonna draw at the same time.
I mean, it's just like, you know, moment we've been waiting for, and it just ends in an instant. It's like, oh, what? I mean, that's the thing, right? This is technically categorized as a shonen, but it's not like other ones where we like spend 5 episodes on one fight. Both these episodes are like everything happens in a singular episode. It's crazy.
Yeah. But they don't even get like a whole brawl, right? Like it is very much like they agree to do this with each other. You know what I mean?
Unspoken rule.
And it seems like the reason is because they are so similar in design that like you could like the way, I mean, Hikaru is gonna fight Shirahime next episode.
Alert.
And they're gonna do it, and she's gonna fight in a completely different way because like you couldn't do this because they're not the same type. Yeah. So I think this is just like we decided we're gonna fight this way.
Well, I wonder how their fight in the past went.
That's true. They should have faced each other before.
They should have shown us a flashback at least. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing that's kind of missing from the show is like we don't really get the history. I mean, we got a little with
we're only getting it from Misaki's
Madoka and Hatoko.
Yeah, that's true. A little bit.
We got a little bit of that, but that's kind of the only time when people's past performances have come up.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I guess everybody's like vaguely aware of what everybody else can do. But yeah, I haven't gotten a lot of that, so. Anyway, it was Hatoko being sad was so sad.
I know. She's just freaking 5. Like
she's 5.
She's kept her composure well up to this point.
We lost because I don't have enough strength. That's so sad. It's okay. It's like
poor baby Hatoko.
It's weird. Well, okay, I do have a note where it's like after like Misaki and Hatoko hug, it immediately cuts to Shuko and Sekiko talking about what a good friend is. So that's kind of like why I was keyed in on that. Like hard cut to them playing catch.
So weird. It felt
it's
so
interesting.
Bizarre.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It is pretty funny to be like the saddest scene we've had in the show cut to 2 grown women playing catch.
I just feel like that's something people did before TV was a thing or something. Like
it's like when I think about playing catch, it's like a thing you do with your dad as like a bonding experience between men. It's like these 2 women are playing catch to each other. It's just funny.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can play catch. It's not like actually gendered or anything. It's just like a funny thing.
I mean, I guess baseball is like a thing in Japan. Like
they are. Yeah, that's like a big sport there.
So right, the angels are very similar, and they're both super like confident. But Shirahime is almost like a listless, like she's very kind of doll-like, like expressionless. Yeah. And then Suzuka is more like bold and, you know, confident and knows it, kind of more expressive, I guess.
I mean, I get that's why she's called the ice machine, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Because she's a very like disinterested disposition, right? Where it's just like, I don't really care about what's going on. Indifferent.
She doesn't do autographs.
Yeah, Sai also has that. She's not good at being interviewed.
So cool.
The one interview question she answers is like, why do you play Angelic Layer? And she's like, I do it just to become stronger. And like, first off, this is like, she's so unconvincing. Like, oh, it's so funny.
Oh boy.
And then
that's all I got.
She comes over to taunt Misaki. She comes over and is like, I see that you haven't addressed your weakness yet. And Misaki's like, no, I guess I'm still like, if my angel is me, I still have the weaknesses of like being small and not good at athletics and all this other stuff. And Sai's like, damn, you sure have a lot of weaknesses. Which, like, I couldn't tell if this was her being like kind of jokey or if this was her actually being mean.
Or maybe she's just trying to encourage Misaki to think about it more. Like, are you not taking this seriously enough? Why haven't you thought enough to figure out what it is? It's so blatant or something.
Well, it's one of these things where it's like the actual weakness of Hikaru is like a very technical thing that we learn next episode. But Misaki is just talking about her own personal weaknesses. Yeah, and like the way that Misaki and Hatoko both blame themselves for like their weaknesses for their angels, even though like the problems their angels have are like much more technical. Like Hatoko says that she lost because she didn't have enough like reach or something. It was like something like very minor about the build. But then she's like, but it's my fault for not being strong enough. And Misaki's the same way, where she's like, oh, Hikaru's weakness is because of like my personal weakness. I don't think Sai
they're younger and more immature technically, so it makes sense that they're thinking like that, whereas Sai is older and more experienced, so she thinks of things more on a calculated
because she's like all business, which is like why I think her response of like when Misaki's like listing off all of her own personal like insecurities, like, oh, I'm not athletic, I'm not very like I'm small, all this other stuff, and Sai's like, I think she's like, damn, you got a lot of problems. It's kind of like a joke. Like, I don't think she was trying to be mean. It didn't come off to me as like her trying to be like a huge jerk. It just comes off that way because I don't think Sai has a good sense of humor or any sense of humor.
Well, I don't think she can come off as a jerk because she doesn't do anything super emotionally. It's just like she's just
Kaede
is like
Kaede is like, she's like, yo, you need to back off.
Far.
Yeah, she's like, you're going too far with this. I don't know, like this, it plays like she's being mean, or like it's easy to read that she's being mean when I think she's just being kind of like awkward.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Can relate.
And it's just funny to see, like, I don't know, like I think we're getting all like in the episode that's in the episode title card of 17, we get more Sai. And my guess is that Sai's gonna be pretty socially awkward because she is a loner, and I think that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
and that's my guess.
Which do we?
Yep, that's good. I can go to episode 16.
17 now.
16.
Episode
16 is called The Final Match, Hikaru's Last Attack. We open on Sai. She's recalling a dream she always has of her sister Rin sleeping in the snow. We cut to a flashback of Rin and Sai at the hospital. Rin shows Sai a new game called Angelic Layer and tells her that she should play it for her because she can't. Sai says that they can do it together, and then Rin falls asleep. We cut back to the tournament, where the final round is being introduced. Sai and Misaki are brought out. Misaki remembers the events of last episode, and her promise to Hatoko to win. Sai comments that Misaki has the right look in her eyes, and that she is going to fight at full strength. The battlefield for the last match is revealed to be the beach. Hikaru and Shirahime enter the lair. The match starts, and Hikaru rushes at Shirahime. She tries to land some blows, but Shirahime easily blocks them. In the control room, Ogata and Fujimori, who remember are like the two lackeys, kind of, comment that Hikaru is looking way better than when she started. But Ojiro and Ichan point out that the terrain is bad for Hikaru's weak point. Hikaru starts getting pretty close to actually landing a hit. Kaede and Hatoko watch from the stands, and Kaede comments that Misaki hasn't noticed her own weakness yet. Hikaru's attack starts shredding Shirahime's kimono, and she tosses it off to reveal like a one-piece swimsuit. And with the less constricting clothes, she launches a flurry of attacks at Hikaru. In a flashback, it's revealed that Rin designed Shirahime, and also her illness had progressed such that she needed like a breathing machine. Shirahime and Hikaru start boxing. Misaki tries rolling thunder, but Shirahime blocks it. Hikaru tries some full force attacks, but Shirahime also blocks that and doesn't get pushed very far. Hikaru gets knocked down and narrowly blocks a finishing move. Sai comments that it might have been easier to just end it there, but Misaki says that she'll still fight. Misaki realizes that she isn't going to be able to push Shirahime out of the lair by force. Everybody reveals Hikaru's weak point at the same time, which is that Hikaru is a lightweight angel, so her attacks don't have very much force, whereas Shirahime is a heavily defensive angel such that like Hikaru's attacks won't be able to do very much damage, and critically it won't be able to push her out of the layer. So as long as Shirahime stays in the middle of the layer, she'll win. Shirahime starts laying on the hurt, and Hikaru's down to just a few points. Misaki's trying to figure out how she can still win this match, and then she remembers her date with Kataru when he said that even small people can use judo, and she gets an idea. Hikaru retreats to some rocks sticking out of the water, and Shirahime follows. Right before she's about to strike Hikaru judo throws her over her shoulder, and Shirahime lands in the water. Shirahime starts sinking because she's a heavyweight angel, and Hikaru follows her down and strikes her in some underwater combat. In the water, Hikaru's speed is too much for Shirahime, and she sinks to the bottom of the ocean, losing the match. Hatoko in the stands thanks Misaki for winning. We get another flashback of Sai naming her and Rin's angel Shirahime, and we get a voiceover from Rin thanking Sai and saying that she'll always be by her side, which is like heavily implying that Rin died at some point, but this isn't confirmed. But I don't know any other way to read this. Show. Misaki is announced as the winner of the Kanto Games. After the games, Sai and Kaede meet in the hallway. Kaede says that Sai looked refreshed despite losing. Sai wonders how Kaede can always keep smiling and speculates it's because she is very strong. Kaede corrects her and says that the secret is to cry as much as she wants to when she needs to. This touches Sai, and she starts crying while leaning on Kaede's back in the gayest scene ever. Then we get a montage of everyone being happy for Misaki winning as we cut to credits.
Oh, man. Okay.
More straightforward.
This is good. Lots of fighting in this one. For
what you love.
The lack of it last time. Yeah. Violence. Oh, man. Okay. What did I say?
Okay. Oh. I have a starting note at in the first scene.
Yes.
For some reason, every time we focus on Sai, we get these like really cinematic shots of her. Like this first scene is a long shot of Sai sitting on a couch, but she is like not in the center of the frame. She's at like the bottom left, and there's like a TV screen playing something in like the right. It's like a very interesting choice for this show.
Maybe it's whereas only everything else has been that they do it like that, and she's just happened to get more flashbacks.
No, well, it's like she's sitting on she's sitting there, and then a flashback plays, but it's like a long scene of her just sitting there for a while. Like we're really doing cinema with Sai, whereas we haven't been doing that anywhere else, and I think that's pretty cool.
Author favorite, maybe. In the beginning when she's kind of helping her sister make the doll, I was like, this is the nice version of the mean sisters, Madoka and Alice. Like they were like, vengeance making doll, and this is just like a nice innocent like helping your sister because she can't do it in her stead.
Nice. Well, it's
moment.
Interesting. So there's like when I watched this the second time, I like tried to pay more attention to like what's specifically being said here. And so like with Madoka and Alice, their whole thing was that Alice really liked making the dolls, but like wasn't very good at controlling them. And Madoka was very good at controlling the dolls and wasn't very good at making them. And they all just kind of stuck to whatever their strengths were and didn't do the other thing. And then at the end, they like decided like, oh, I'm going to try doing the whole thing, right? Here, like when when Sai visits Rin's like standing, like looking out the window, and Sai is like, oh, you should be in bed. And Rin's like, you don't need to come every day. Like, I'm just hanging out. Like, you don't have to worry about me so much. And then she shows her angelic layer. But it really seems like to me, based on the fact that she says that you don't need to come every day, that Rin is showing Sai angelic layer so that Sai can have a hobby. Because Rin has identified that Sai doesn't do anything else besides come and visit her. And it's like, you need to have a life outside of coming to visit me. So like, this is me giving you a thing to do.
Well, it's and like I'm saying like, oh, do this for me so that Sai will do it because she's only doing things for Rin, but it'll eventually become a thing for Sai instead.
Yeah, but I think that like this is a play from Rin. Like Rin is like actually doesn't really want to do Angelic Layer, but she wants Sai to do something, and she wants her to do this. You know what I mean? Which I really like that aspect of it. Yeah.
Smart kid.
So that was really cute.
For real.
Yeah.
I think I should photo. Okay, so the scene where it's like panning to crowds cheering for them, and then like
oh my god,
Sai's side is all chicks, And I was like, I need to just Photoshop myself into that crowd.
Oh, yeah.
She's so cool.
Like, all of the teen girls love Sai.
Yes.
This is a trope, right?
Yes. Very much so.
Does this trope have a name?
I don't know, because
girl?
It's like the prince, but she's a girl. Like, this is the thing sometimes in shoujo where there's a girl who's just so popular that all the girls admire her, and then she's kind of self-conscious because she doesn't feel very feminine, and then some guy kind of like does the thing of like, no, you are a girl, and I'm going to treat you like one, kind of shtick.
I don't like that part as much. I like the first part. But like, this is
well, like, because there'll be fan clubs for boys who are handsome.
Yeah.
But sometimes there will be ones for girls who are really popular with girls.
I mean, this is like or in high school kind of does this, I think, from like what I remember of it with the main character. This is also Sailor Jupiter, right? She was like tall and like more athletic and like a little bit more masculine.
I didn't get that far. I watched
Jupiter?
Like, season 1 of Sailor Moon. That's it.
I mean, the actual extreme version of this, because like this, we're not getting the second half of this with Sai. Like, we're not getting the like, oh, you can actually be super feminine. It's just like she's just kind of like a masculine.
Well, she just doesn't care about those things. She's only masculine in demeanor. It's not a thing.
She's not even appearing masculine. Yeah, she's just like
she's
a cool
doing her own thing. Yeah,
right.
She's just a badass.
But women are into it, especially the extremely
me.
Kaede.
I'm super into it. Sai is so cool. Okay.
Yeah. This is so fucking.
Oh, okay. And then
Saturn and Uranus, so hard. They do this exact same thing.
I'm like, there's no way. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's just because there are not enough episodes have passed, but it's hard to believe that Misaki is better than Hatoko. Like, at this point, I just don't
she's
feel
not.
like. Well, okay, yeah, but. Like, Sai could have just demolished her in one go, probably, like she did with...
Well, but I don't think she could. This is the thing. Like, this is they fight differently because, like, the thing that Shirahime does against Suzuka, she couldn't do against...
Tanking!
Hikaru, because Hikaru's too fast. Like, she couldn't land that kick on Hikaru.
Oh, that's true. You
know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is where the builds really make a difference here.
Speed of light. She's the fast angel.
Yeah, well, I think this is the point. Like, okay, we actually get a part here where, like, when they're explaining the fact that, like, they're explaining Hikaru's weakness, which is that, like, she's basically traded off, like, weight and height for speed and flexibility. And so, like, all of her attacks can land, but they don't land that hard, which for normal angels isn't that big of a deal. But it's also, like, explains the reason why all of Hikaru's fights have been so long. It's because she kind of, like, chips away until she can, like, land a hit that knocks you out or something, right? And that's, like, we've commented, like, that's mostly how her matches end. Whereas, like, when we watch, like, Suzuka's fights or even, like, the one Shirahime fight we get, it's mostly just, like, they land one extremely powerful move and win, right?
Yeah, so
Hikaru
much cooler.
Doesn't win by knocking them out. She wins by knocking them out of the layer, not by knocking all their hit points out.
Which is hard to do when you're so light.
With Blanche, yeah.
Yeah.
And they actually give explanations here. I think I have it somewhere. Yeah, they basically went through all of Hikaru's fights saying, like, why it's not a huge deal.
Okay, what the hell is that? They're just, like, in the middle of her match, and they're like, roll the tapes. Let's just, like...
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
Dude, reflect on the past while we're in the middle
I
of
love
fight.
that Ogata and Fujimori are, like, huge Hikaru fans now.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, Hikaru owns. This is great.
Yeah.
That's very fun. Yeah, so they say Ranga, which was Ringo's angel, she sacrifices weight and offensive power to do, like, her wind attacks or whatever. So, like, she doesn't have that much more defense than Hikaru does, which is why she's able to win that. They comment that she beat Mao because Mao was at the edge of the layer, so she didn't have to kick her that hard to get her off. Blanche's whole, like, super mode only, like, happens when she's at half health, so she's basically fighting at half health. And I think, like, even in that match she was down to like 40% because it isn't, like, immediately at 50. So Hikaru had to hit her a bunch of times but was able to get her health down by the end of that, and she actually won by, like, zeroing out her stamina or whatever. But with Shirahime, I mean, she's at full health. They're she's staying on the ground. She's not flying very far back from getting hit. The hits do such a trivial amount of damage to her because she's like so defensive and she fights really defensively that.
Well, because it's one, it's the difference in weight, but also they comment that the terrain doesn't help. It kind of exaggerates the issue of Hikaru's weakness with the sand. Like she's probably not heavy enough to really get good footing in it.
I love the sand in this episode. Like they do a really good job of like showing Shirohime is like heavy, but the way she sinks in the sand and the way her attacks like lay into it, it's really cool.
Yeah, I know. Every anime's gotta have the beach episode, right?
This is the beach episode.
Okay, and then of course her kimono gets shredded, so she has to take off her clothes, and like shonen, like let's get down to the bare minimum. Threats.
Oh yeah, but the women in the crowd were loving it. You were hearing girl shrieks when that was happening.
Yeah, I know they made a big deal out of it.
Well, like it's interesting
because the commentator is talking about it and everything.
Yeah, well, it's like a fun dramatic thing to do, right? And also Sai is like the cool one, so this is like a thing.
I know she seems so stoic, but she's actually like, I'm gonna be dramatic right now. And
well, it's interesting because in the flashback we get. Rin is the one who wanted her to wear the kimono, right? And then she takes it off to do the actual fight. So it's like Sai is being herself at this point, or is like asserting that. I don't know. There's a
maybe the doll's expressions are Sai's, but the aesthetic of the doll is her sister's. So it's kind of like conflicting, because two different people kind of went into the doll.
Yeah,
and I guess she has. Oh yeah, was it like silver?
Let the silver snow ball dance Shirohime, which is interesting because her dream's always about Rin in the snow. So
yep.
Wonder what we're relating things to.
God, I really hate that. Okay, right, because she's so cool looking, except for one, the like shoelace thick ass bow she's got, and that stupid ass like rope coming out of her head that I guess is supposed to be kind of like, it's not hair though, and I guess she has bells on her somewhere because there's like the bell chiming happening in this fight. And then Hikaru does Rolling Thunder, and the MC's like, "There's Hikaru's Rolling Thunder," and I was like, "That's not hers.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna be so mad about that.
Suzuka's not hers. Wow.
I knew you were gonna be so mad about that.
Yeah, it's not hers. She didn't come up with it. She copied it. Oh, I hate that so much. Oh, man. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they start using this phrase that I don't think we've ever heard them use, like, but they start using it as if it's been like a long-term, like terminology that everyone's just been using all along, is that layered out, like layering out is the thing they keep saying. Like,
oh, yeah, of getting knocked out.
But we never heard it said that way before.
Yeah. There's some jargon that gets introduced.
Ooh. Also, well, okay. So I did my little watch party on Discord last night when I was watching this, so I have something to attest to it. But because I couldn't remember how this fight went, but I was watching it and I was like, she needs to get into the water because that's where Shirohime is not going to be able to move as much because of the weight. And then I was like, at least I figured it out first. I'm smarter than Misaki, at least.
Why are you competing with this child?
I don't know.
What is going on?
I
mean, the way it ends is cool. Like, I think this is a pretty good way, and this ends, which is
it was a cool solution.
Like, on one hand, she wins because this new terrain has been added, right? Like, she could not win in like a regular game with the no terrain stuff. However, Sai also doesn't need to follow her into the water.
Yeah.
Like, Hikaru just starts running on
She has way less health points. Just wait out till the timer goes.
Yeah, she could just wait. Like, at this point, Hikaru's at like 30 health or something, and Shirohime is like almost at full. And so, like, she could just stay in the middle and win based on time. But she follows her anyway because, like, Sai can't imagine her losing to this type of angel because she's, like, so confident in that, like, her defensive abilities that she just, like, doesn't think about pursuing. She doesn't think about, like, Hikaru having a trap at all and completely falls for it.
I know, she should have.
I think that's great.
She should have done what Maria did with her doll yawning, but just kind of like have her doll like kind of lounge on the beach for the rest of the Just have her chill out. It would be cool.
Yeah.
Just
well, it's like
nonchalant.
Shirahime is a defensive build, but like Sai is not playing defensive at all at this point.
No,
I mean, she's basically like decided that she's won, and so she totally gets fleeced, right? By getting judo thrown. That's Thanks, Kataro's throw.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kataro.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I guess
was too heavy to swim.
Miracle Rookie for real. You know?
I mean, this feels like a deserved win to me. This feels like the most.
Yes. Like she came up with a solution, and yes.
Like it's a clever solution. Your opponent falls for it because they're way too confident.
Mm-mm.
You know, this is good. I like this a lot, actually.
Yeah, it was good. I assumed that this was gonna be like take place over more than one episode. So I was like, wow.
Oh yeah.
Really just put it all in there. What happens next?
I think it's good. Well, the tournament's over.
Yeah, I can't remember because
Saki won. She's going to
10
nationals.
more episodes.
She's going to nationals.
I know, but how many people are gonna be there? There's 24 there's 24 at the semifinals and then 4 at the finals. How many?
I mean, she has to she's gonna have to fight Ojiro.
I'm gonna guess
for sure.
There's 8. Oh, look at you. Yep.
I mean, like that's obvious, and like she'll probably have to fight Shuko at some point, right? So that's 2 fights we know for sure happening. I mean, there has to be a couple more. Maybe these are just like randos we're introduced to.
Yeah, maybe like 6 to 8 if it's like all.
You should fight Ogata. That'd be funny.
With Ogata-chi.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, I have a couple more notes.
Yep.
The end. Kaede and Sai are so gay, like leaning on each other, crying. Oh my god.
You don't understand
ridiculous.
Female friendship.
Oh yeah. Is this what you guys are doing?
Well, I'll have you know that friend I had in high school, our mutual friend, that someone had definitely asked me if we were lesbians at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes just close female friendships can display that way, I guess.
Whatever.
What? What do you mean, whatever? You want this
Kaede's
to happen,
like,
shipping
Kaede's
it so hard.
Like, oh my god, no, you cannot. There's no heterosexual explanation for what is going on here. Where Kaede's like, you know, you lost, Sai, but you look refreshed in some way. And Sai's like, you know, Kaede, I always wondered how you could keep smiling. And I thought maybe it was just the way you are, but maybe you're actually very strong. And Kaede's like, no, Sai, it's actually because I let my emotions out to their fullest every once in a while.
Which I guess is true.
I'm
like Sai, though. Where I like pent up.
No, this is people do not talk like this unless they are like in love with the other person. This is not a normal interaction.
Okay, maybe there's some fan art out there.
Oh, I bet you there is.
We make some.
Sai's idea of strength is like stoicism and not wanting to get emotionally overwhelmed, which is very sad. I mean, she even has like the thing in the flashback where she's like seeing Rin on the like
bank.
The machine bank. Or whatever. She says, I wrote this down, she has the strength to dream, but not the strength to live, which is like a really sad way of looking at the world of like strength is just this one thing that exists and you either have it or you don't, and it can accomplish different stuff. And like
the strength you have maybe doesn't suit what you want though.
Well, yeah, it's like it's the idea of strength is like, oh, I'll be like untouchable from anything, and thus I am completely insulated from everything, which is like a bad way to live your life if you want like human connections to other people.
God, Joe, be my therapist. Like,
I mean, but so like this is I feel like a lot of shonen stuff starts out with the protagonist being this like a loner and then like making a bunch of friends or whatever, and that's like kind of the arc Sai is having.
I mean, but normally they're a loner because they're losers, but she's so cool that it's like hard for people to fathom being on a friendship level with her because they're like, she's too cool for me.
Yeah, well, like it's not even that. Like Sword Art Online, like Kirito isn't a loser, he's just a loner, you know what I mean? And like all this other stuff, like that's a pretty common trope that is like, oh, I just like don't get along well with people, and so I'm kind of by myself, and then I'm gonna learn how to have friends and like manage.
That's how it's gonna be in our next series. That I don't know. I think I've decided that we're covering.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of basically like these are a bunch of different types of character, like archetype of characters that could be like main characters, but there's kind of side characters in this show. I think it's pretty good because it's like you get a little taste of what Angelic Layer as a game can do for all of these people, as it is the ultimate therapy tool.
Changing lives. Oh man, for real.
So I hope Sai. Well, we get more of Sai, so that's great. I like to hang out with Sai outside of Angelic Layer, outside of her being competitive. And she can be girlfriends with Kaede, and that'll be fun. Her
sister definitely bit it.
Yeah. Just sad. But also, like, she clearly wanted you to enjoy a game and have a hobby where you can meet people and stop being such a loner, right? Like, it's actually not that, I'm so sad we don't get to see, what's the girl who had to take care of her brother?
Maria.
Her and Maria would get along. They had, like, very similar going on.
I feel like neither one of them would make the first move in, like, opening up, though. They both stubborn.
They need to hang out with Misaki and Ringo.
The glue of the...
Oh, dude!
Ringo, we did see a glimpse. We did see a glimpse of everybody, like the Madoka and Alice and Ringo. So we saw like kind of glimpses of everyone turning into these fights.
Yeah, people like watching Misaki play. I like watching Misaki play. It's good. Fujimori and Ogata like watching Misaki play.
Hikaru I do like the look of Hikaru, like simple but iconic.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting how like Suzuka and Shirahime both look like mature women, whereas like Hikaru looks kind of cartoony. You know what I mean?
Well, she based it off herself, and she's a little shrimp.
She based it off
Although herself. Hatoko, I don't know if she just envisions that's what she's gonna look like, or that's just kind of the figure she admires or something. Or you just buy a different. No, I don't know. I'm assuming the doll, the egg, they all come either female or male, and then somehow they magically shift height from there.
Yeah, well, like you customize them with that weird machine, and you can like set the height parameters and stuff. So like you can do that. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I guess like Hatoko's whole thing is like, oh, age doesn't matter, so I'll have a doll that's older, so it can like reflect in age. I feel more like, or whatever. And then Misaki made Hikaru to be her friend, so it's like, oh yeah, she's just like me. I don't know what's going on with Shirahime. She's just like her Rin's just like, you need to make a cool ass, hot, cool doll.
Well, she's into she's into chicks, right? So make a hot chick doll.
Yeah, Sai is. She needs to figure that out. Kaede's like waiting there. Like
that's
puppy.
Right. She's waiting patiently.
The fact that she's like, oh yeah, she was like in my class for all these years in middle school, and I never talked to her, and I talked to her this time. I'm like, damn, she had to try so hard to be your friend, Sai. You should be a little bit more appreciative of Kaede.
Well, I'm assuming like they went to the same school in middle school, but they didn't know each other. And they went to different high schools. But once they both got into Angelic Layer, they like connected that way.
Can't wait to see more from them.
Yep. They'll make their little cameos from here on out. You think Sai's gonna become like Kaede and sit in the stands with Tomoyo and Katara like Kaede was?
I don't think she'll ever be cheering like that.
No.
I think we'll get some really nice approving slight head nods.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. 100%. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. That's this week's Angelic Layer.
Angelic Layer.
Recaps and discussions. Let's see. Do we want to get into our recommendations for the week?
Yeah.
Cool.
Let me think of mine.
Okay, I'll start mine. Okay, so last time I did anime, I've done like webtoons and games, so I decided this time I'm going to recommend a band. I'm going to recommend this band called RMB, just the letters, which I think are the initials of the band members. But it's a band made by someone I became friends with on Xbox Live playing Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Pudge, if you're out there, shout out. But yeah, they have this band. It's cool. It's kind of like funky, groovy. It's really good though. I highly recommend it. I think my favorite song of theirs is Cherry Blossom. But yeah, give them a listen. They're on Spotify and all the things. So do that. Or else. Oh no.
So I did buy a game while I was in Vegas and while I was on the airplane. And this is a re-release? I don't know. A remaster? Anyway, I played We Love Katamari Reroll.
Oh, I remember you playing that originally. right? It's like the game where you like roll all the
yes.
debris and just landmarks and stuff. I remember seeing you play that when we were in high school, I think, or college.
Yes, so this is a franchise, the Katamari franchise, which is like basically like a very goofy premise, which is like you're a little guy, you have a ball, you roll stuff that's smaller than your ball up, and it makes your ball bigger, and then you can roll a bigger stuff. And that's basically the whole gameplay mechanics. It's very fun. It's like a very simple concept, but there's like a lot of different stuff you can do. They have like little challenges in this game of like, oh, try to roll up, or try not to roll up this thing until the very end, or like try to roll up this type of object. This is a re-release of a game that first came out in, I want to say like 2015. So they re-released it. They did re-rolls for Katamari Damacy, the first one, and then We Love Katamari is the most recent one they did a re-release of. And it's very fun. It's a very fun game. I played a lot out of the third one, which was...
it's cute.
Yeah, it's like very cute. Mm-hmm. It's very cartoony, beautiful Katamari. That's the one I played a lot.
Soothing, kind of. Like you don't have to stress it. Yeah.
And it's like goofy. Like the writing is very fun. Everything's very cartoony style.
Writing? Is there a plot?
Yeah, I mean, the King of the Cosmos says stuff to you.
Oh, okay.
It's fun. It's like a good time. It's a thing you can just like play for a couple minutes and then set back down. So it's actually really nice for the Switch, which is what I played it on.
Okay, I was wondering if you got it on your phone or something. Okay,
no,
nice.
It's a little bit hard to control on like iOS because I tried playing it one time and it's like,
Yeah, I don't play. I mean, I used back in like the the 2010s, I guess, before dating sims were like a thing on platforms. I would just play little ones on my phone, and that's like the only game I've ever really played on my phone. But I did the other day because I was like, I need a game that's just kind of like I can wind down and play like before going to sleep or something, because I'm like suck at going to bed on time. But it's called Monument Valley. It's kind of like a little valley. So I've started playing this. It's really cute. Like it's pretty. So far I can comprehend the puzzles. We'll see how far I can get though. But yeah, just like, because some people do like shitty, like all the copycat crossword or, trivia or the little word generating games, but I wanted something more polished and intentional. So this has been nice. So I guess I recommend that as well. Have you've played it, or you've just?
Yeah, I played Monument Valley. It's a really fun one.
I guess there's a second one as well, so we'll see. Yeah, cool. Yeah, give R&B a listen and try out Katamari. Nope.
We love Katamari franchise.
Katamari. Nope. I just want to say calamari. Well, we'll link it. We'll link it in episode description.
You corrected me on saying Hatoko earlier, but now you can't say Katamari.
Sheesh. I mean, we just say it differently. I don't think there's like necessarily the super. Well, I mean, if she was like a real person, I'm sure she'd have a preference.
Yeah, it's toe instead of dough. I know. I like slur my words. Rate us 5 stars. Listen, if you enjoyed this podcast, and you also like us personally, or not personally, or if you even don't like us, if you've made it this far, you should go to whatever podcast application you're listening to and try to rate us at 5 stars. And Apple Podcasts at the bottom, you can leave a comment. If you leave a comment, maybe I'll read it.
We really appreciate it. I know it can be kind of a hassle to do the Apple Podcast reviews, but that's also where. Oh, I was gonna say, well, that's where like you can really give us your direct thoughts, or on Spotify, just respond to the like, what did you think of this episode stuff? And if you respond there, I can read that out as well as like the Spotify version of that. Yeah. You were saying?
Yeah. If you like it, you can rate it on Spotify by clicking the 3 little dots next to the gear symbol and then do rate show. That's where you do that. I had to figure that out. I don't know what it is for the other ones because I don't use any other ones besides those 2. If you like the show, you can also recommend it to people. We do not advertise, obviously. No. So the only way people are going to hear about this is word of mouth. So,
start
if you
blabbing to everyone
Start blabbing.
Off the rooftops.
Yeah, and the next show we do will probably be a little bit more mainstream, one that people may have actually like watched previously.
Yes.
So that may be a little bit easier if you ever are talking to your friends about anime and they're looking for something to listen to.
what's our it's not every day that shonen features girls love, so Angelic Layer.
That's
representing.
But they need to actually be in love, or I'm gonna not be as satisfied.
Please submit your Sai and Kaede fan art to shoujopod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Please. We'll share it on socials to like all 30 of our followers. Oh,
yes.
Dear.
That would be good.
Just you wait.
All right. Well, in the meantime. I'm sorry. Next time we're watching episodes 17 and 18 of Angelic Layer. We have 5 more of these of the podcast episodes left?
Oh yeah, God, that's still 10 so more. Many.
Yeah, we have 10 more episodes. That's 5 more episodes of the podcast left. It's gonna be over before you know it. It's been pretty good. This has been we're really on the uphill of Angelic Layer, I feel like.
Under our belt. Yeah, it's gonna be a high from here, as far as you know.
Right.
Bum, bum, bum.
As far as I know, maybe it just gets worse. I would be shocked if it got worse suddenly. That it seems like we're like really hitting the ground running now.
Can only go down from here.
Okay, jeez, you're so pessimistic. I'm over here being like, this show actually rules. It's very good. I'm glad we started with it because it's good.
I know.
Okay, but there's a lot of shonen I don't like.
I'm the person introducing you to this because it doesn't feel like I am.
I mean, you are. Like, I haven't seen it before, and you have.
Yeah. I'm just not, like, a very guiding person.
That's fine. Well, it's like, I can have an authentic reaction.
You're, like, writing this script. You're the one analyzing things. I'm just kind of... It's like you're the expert, and I'm just kind of the goofy one who chimes in every once in a while. God.
I mean, this is just my read. I'm not an expert on any of this. This is just like things I'm noticing, or like I'm trying to read really deeply into this.
Yeah,
maybe too deeply. So I don't
know. No. See, we're gonna start a blog on our website, and then you're gonna do all your like super in-depth analysis.
Don't make me write. I hate writing.
I have to write.
What are you talking about?
Work. You like the script already?
Yeah, I already write the script. It's so much work. I don't want to like write an analysis essay.
Each series we cover, we write like a little
overall
thoughts or something. I can do it.
Yeah, we can. We can do that. Yeah, I guess we should.
Let me add to my workload.
Yeah. You just need to edit like a normal person.
I need to calm down. We've only been doing this for like 2 months, but I'm freaking eager beaver over here. Like,
I will say,
put us on all the things.
Like some of the most fun I have in a week. Like, I really enjoy doing this. This is really fun.
Because I'm incredibly unambitious in life in general, so it's nice to have this thing that I'm just super excited to do.
Yeah. No, this is good. And like, this is like the thing where I like go and like really think about what's happening in an episode. It's like a thing I want to do, but I never get to do because it's like, imagine if I just had this conversation with somebody else in the real world, how weird it would be. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just drop this on people.
What the hell is wrong with Joe? Like,
yeah, I'm like coming out of fucking the theater and being like, just think about all this stuff. And they're just like, dude, what? I'm trying to eat lunch. What's going on? Why are you saying all this?
I know.
So this is like a highlight of the week.
Well,
for me.
This is like what it's nice to have someone who can give back the same energy levels about something you love so much.
Yeah.
It's hard to find.
We're
anime soulmates.
Woohoo.
Oh. Woohoo.
Woohoo. Well, I guess we're coming to a close, so...
Yeah. Get the hell out of here.
Remember, if you're gonna... They should make Angelic Layer like floaties. If your angel is heavy, don't put him in the water. Don't jump into the water.
The little arm things you put on toddlers.
When you're winning a game, just win the game. Don't chase them down and lose because you're too ambitious. You know?
Yeah,
if you just chilled out,
bad. Knock it off.
If you just relaxed... and won the match like a cool guy, like a cool girl, instead of pretending to be a cool girl, but actually being like really wanting to put Misaki in her place.
You gotta do channel your inner Hatoko and be the cool guys don't look at explosions, angelic doll.
You need to not blink,
That's right.
But also, I mean, we all learned that age and size don't matter in Angelic Layer. Proven. I'm stamping this one as proven.
That's right.
Eat it.
All the little shrimpos out there. Get it. Although, I don't know. Shirihime is so cool.
Shrimpos?
Ebby.
Yaku
no
Ebby.
Dark Shoko secrets revealed this episode, sadly.
No, she just had to interview a bunch of nerds. It was very funny.
Trend. Oh, I know. If her workplace knew, the blackmail they could do to news anchor with all the
oh my god,
things she's
blackmail.
into.
I think that's just gonna make her cool again. I mean, maybe not in Japan, or like maybe not in this because everyone's like a weird conservative, but like that would make her cool in my eyes. I do like how, when she's interviewing all those kids, and that one little girl is like, "I'm cheering for Suzuka," and she's like, "Why?" It's like, "Because she's the coolest." That's very funny.
Yep. You know who else is the coolest? ShouJoe podcast.
Us. It's us. We're the coolest.
We have a well thought out name. Not really. I was like, what should we name our name?
Else?
And my sister was like,
your sister named
ShouJoe. Obviously, you're showing
your sister's the real
ShouJoe.
MVP here. Like we putting in more work. I think we should cover One Piece at one point. I think we should just pivot to One Piece.
Absolutely not.
A year in.
Hell no. Oh my god.
It is crazy. You look at those like really popular ones, they have like 1,000 episodes. It's like nuts because they've been going on for like 10 years. Oh my god.
All right. Okay. On that note, thanks for listening. You better leave a review. We will be
escalating.
Depending
now you
on
have
you
to
have a new one to read. We've lost a segment of the show now. You could be the star of our review segment if you just leave a review.
Segment's still there. This segment is where I tell people to do it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. You get to listen to Joe, the Joe from ShouJoe.
We gotta
say your name, your handle.
We gotta cut out so much of this ending.
I'll do whatever I want.
We gotta cut out so much. We're just like rambling so hard for like 30 minutes of just like random shit being like, you're talking shit about other podcasts we haven't even listened to. Maybe they're cool. Maybe they're good.
Okay. Well, I just said the name. I was just trying. Well, look, right? I'm the worst. Putting others down to put us up. Jesus. Watch.
Just picking fights for no reason.
Okay. What can I say? I'm just a monster.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Sorry.
Convincing. I'm getting. Oops.
My bad. JK.
Okay.
I can erase the evidence. No one will ever know.
I have the editing power here. I can do anything.
That's right. I know. Right. Okay. All right.
Okay, we're signing off. All right. Bye, everyone.
Ball reels. Bye-bye.